Our next presenter this evening, Pease, creativity, community, and a VHS camcorder. Ben.
I'm going to just pull out my phone because I'm going to need to see the time because that's how I prepared myself here. Okay, you can begin. So I put this presentation together trying to figure out what ignited a community-based creative spark in my own life. And I was the president of marching band back in the day. But that wasn't it. That did not inspire me in the proper way. However, the football team did not do it either. I had a lot of male angst, I think, for a couple of years. I was number 84, the edge rusher there. I learned a lot in these things about dedication, teamwork, learning techniques, but it was missing something. I fell in with these group of people. We were called Favor to Betty. We made movies together. And this is where it really hit off for me in terms of creative control, improvisation, all of these techniques that I had never experienced before. It was very powerful. We made, these are VHS, so the quality, not great. There's 3 series of movies I'm going to talk about. First one was just music videos. So in this case, you're not really being super creative, you're following along with the song. You're pretending to play instruments. This one was made when my friends were in Boston, and they found some car dealership. And they're like, can we film here? And they're like, yeah, definitely. These are actually the doors of the elevator. It was kind of a cool shot because once they opened, take a second here. The guys were there. And what was interesting about doing these kind of movies is this kind of story that cuts between that and the music video. You can't really talk, you know, because the song is kind of going over it, but you are developing your own little story that adds to the song in some way. The second series was skits. So usually we do this on a weekend, and this is one where kind of set design techniques came into place, costume. This is someone that's cross-dressing here on the left. And the ideas didn't even matter. This one was really stupid. It was like these 2 cross-dressing people needed groceries, so they were gonna come over to my house. There I am, I was probably 17 or so, and they were gonna swindle me out of my groceries. And the idea was kind of besides the point. It was more like, let's just get together and film something, become a character, and just figure it out. We never did scripts or anything like that. And there's even a little bit of slapstick running around, but just having fun, being unafraid to kind of try some ideas out with other people was something I had never experienced before, and something that I'm trying to do in my life now. So the last ones, and this was like right before I went to college, we started doing like feature films. And maybe 10 people have ever seen them. But these were like not a weekend. This would take weeks, it would take months. We'd have all these ideas. Hey, how about I turn into a vampire halfway through, right? And these movies, instead of just 3 people, we'd have like 12 people. Because one night say, hey, do you want to wear your sexiest thing and pretend you're a vampire for an hour? Okay, cool. But one of the other things that I found with this longer movies is like, how does my character change? What interesting things are going to happen? And for us too, we're kids. What were your biggest fantasies? I want to be like Neo in the Matrix. Let's do a fight scene. But some of that was like, how do we actually do a fight scene where I don't literally roundhouse kick you in the face, you know? But we can still make it look convincing. And that's why his back is against the camera. And this is me having become a vampire, about to maybe get my first blood. I don't even remember. I don't even have the movie anymore. I just have like a trailer for it. My hair was a little, the curls were bouncier. But those skills, like later in life, right, when I went to college, they're like, there was a radio station at Emerson, and I was like, yeah, I can do that. Because the idea that I would just get in front of a microphone and talk about stuff that I liked just seemed like second nature to me. It wasn't that different from the films. And it opened up all these other opportunities that were a lot of fun. I also write poetry. In my first book of poems, I call a blockbuster in verse. And in my mind, I think, I wasn't even realizing this when I did it, I was basically writing a movie like I did back in high school. And like in the movies, you know, part of it is I feel that art should always have an element of fun to it. So in the book, there's kind of like a Greek chorus of a bunch of people. So instead of just reading the poems by myself, I had a bunch of other people read them with me, which is a little bit different and a little more exciting for everyone listening, hopefully. The next book that, it's not been fully published, but my wife, Bianca Stone, did the illustrations. Me, maybe 10, 15 years ago. The hair is a little shorter. But it's kind of based on a lot of the experiences that I had in high school. And it's an epic poem where the kind of ensemble cast is these high school kids that are making movies. And it was a lot of fun to go in reverse. We never wrote a script, but I got to write a script for a movie we never made. And like this one was like, let's have an executive board meeting, but one person is covered in blood. And that was like the full extent of the play. So one of the things like what I liked when my friend would, if you wanted to be in the movie, he would let you be in the movie. You know, he took you seriously. And now I work with Ruth Stonehouse, I'm the executive director, and we do the same thing, where every Tuesday, if you wanted to go to the poetry workshop, it's online, it's free, and that idea of like an inclusive art community where it's still very rigorous. And the last slide is me with my daughter. We're filming a new film, it's kind of a documentary, and it is fun to be back in front of the camera, trying to keep those old techniques alive.